So let's talk about Leslie. Who is she?
Leslie is Chris's older sister. And when we first meet her, she is advising him on how he needs to pull his life together. But what we learn very quickly is that she needs to pull her own life together. She's recently divorced. She's having a hard time with that. And she's very desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Very desperate for love. But aren't we all?
Yeah, and that's where the comedy comes from, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, speaking of the comedy, I was just talking to the guys and how all these guys had to stand up and can riff. How is that on set for you?
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I mean, it gets a little bit intimidating at times because they're so quick and I'm not. So sometimes it's a little interesting, but I think when you're a part of a show, the bottom line is you want the show to be good, and it makes for such great comedy, and it makes for such great characters, and they know their characters so well, and then they're able to riff on that. And I've also gone out and seen them do stand-up, and I just feel so proud because I'm like, all these people pay to come see my boys, and I'm there every day with them on set working, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of being on set working, what are some of the storylines you can tease coming up for Leslie?
Oh, for Leslie. Well, Leslie, the first part of the season is really kind of her getting accepted into the group of the guys because, you know, Justin is roommates with Danny, and so he kind of gets pulled in, and then I get pulled in by proxy, and because I'm awesome, and so then they just can't help. But she also kind of becomes like the mother hen a little bit of the group. You know, I think she takes care of everybody, and then needs help with her own problems. So we get to meet her ex-husband and kind of see what went wrong there. And, you know, lots of wine for Leslie. That's how she copes.
She copes.
Yes.
That is a great coping mechanism for some people.
For some people.
Some people,
yes.
It's a great one.
I wouldn't suggest long term. You know,
Yes.
in the interim, it does the job.
At least you get to quote unquote drink on the job, so to speak. There you
grape
go.
juice, by the way.
Grape
It's
juice.
Grape juice. Yeah.
No, you can't say that. The magic of
I
TV.
know.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it's wine. I'm wasted.
it's
I'm
wine.
actually a fantastic actress. I do it all drunk.
So, talk about the relationship between Leslie and Danny. I mean, they're different, though. I mean,
They're different, but they're the same. I mean, in some ways, it mirrors the relationship with Justin and Danny, which is that they don't want to admit how similar they are. They have different strengths and weaknesses, and those kind of all fit together. And it's the same, I feel like, with Danny and Leslie, is that at their core, they're both, I think, people that just want to be loved, and they don't know how to make that happen. And so they're always busy advising each other on how to do, you know, what they need to do, but they're very much from the same family and from the same, you know, their place of origin is they're both just screwed up. I mean, really screwed up.
yeah, the apples really don't
They
fall
fell
from-
together. I think.
fell together.
Yes.
And what do you feel would be? Let me rephrase this. Undateable.
Yes.
What makes someone undateable in your mind after having all these these storylines?
Honestly, I think the thing that makes somebody truly undateable isn't what they look like, or isn't what they, how much money they make, or what kind of car they drive. I think it really does depend on their level of confidence in themselves. We were just talking about it as a cast earlier, and we were saying that, you know, if a guy is really confident, he doesn't have to be the best looking guy in the world. If he just makes you feel like you're his lady and he'll take care of you and he knows what he can do for you, that goes a long way. So I think while all of these guys are great guys, right now they're undateable because they lack that confidence. And that's kind of where Danny comes in, and Danny has the other end of the spectrum where he has too much confidence and nothing to score. And oh, my candy corn.
There you go. So there you go. Now, my final question for you.
Okay.
What would be your message for a first-time viewer of Undateable?
Oh my gosh, for a first-time viewer of Undateable, I would just say enjoy the ride, because I think this is going to be a cast of characters that you fall in love with. Everyone has such sweet, wonderful qualities. I'm falling in love with everybody on this set on a daily basis, and so I would say just get ready, buckle up for a fun show where you're genuinely going to care about people and really get to laugh. So,
All right.
cheesy as it sounds.
It sounds amazing.